Chen Yang's voice was calm as he withdrew his fist, wiping it casually on Xiangpei's clothes. The room stilled, and Xiangpei's eyes widened in terror, his body trembling as fear surged within him. Nearby, the two scribes shuddered, shocked by the sudden cruelty from the once amicable captain. I will follow you, City Lord Chen Yang, the round-faced scribe cried out, his voice breaking the heavy silence. The square-faced scribe echoed the sentiment, and soon others began to pledge their loyalty as well. A smile spread across Chen Yang's face as he walked over to Mao Lin, crouching with a knowing smile. "What say you, fellow Taoist Mao?" he asked. Mo Lin, defeated, sighed and declared, "I will submit to you." But Chen Yang's expression darkened. "You may be willing, but I am not," he said, his words laced with a chilling intent. Without warning, his fist struck down, crushing Mo Lin's skull with a sickening thud. The room fell into a haunting silence, fear gripping every soul present. The horned man's voice broke the stillness, sharp and defiant. "If you're going to kill us, just do it," he scoffed. "Why the theatrics?" Chen Yang's lips curled in amusement. "A man with a death wish?" he mused. "I don't think so." He eyed the horned man, recognizing him as Xuanyuan Xing. "You've got guts, I like that," he continued. "You'll take Mo Lin's place." The horned man hesitated, and confusion rippled through the room. Chen Yang explained. "Mo Lin tried to rally against me. I can't keep such a dangerous man around, but those who swear loyalty will live." The scribes and others hastened to pledge their allegiance, their voices a chorus of submission. Meanwhile, in a neighboring hall, Han Li spoke to Gu Chanshun, a hint of amusement in his tone. "Seems Chen Yang's had this planned all along. He's not just asking for help, he's showing off." Gu Chanshun nodded, a smile playing on his lips. "Chen Yang's plan is flawless. Even those who resist will have no choice but to yield." Back in the hall, Chen Yang motioned for silence, his smile never fading as he turned to Xiangpei. "What will you say after your near-death experience?" Xiangpei, shaking with fear, stammered, I am willing to submit, City Lord Chen." Chen Yang's eyes narrowed with calculating precision. "But words are cheap. I'll need something more substantial," he declared. With a swift motion, he produced a black vial, placing it on Xiangpei's chest. A black centipede crawled out, burrowing into his flesh. Despair overtook Xiangpei, but he dared not protest. As Chen Yang's followers set about placing the same centipedes into the bodies of the others, he spoke coldly. "The Black Tribulation Centipede. Du Qingyang is dead, and I am the only one who can remove them. Serve me well, and I may show mercy." The hall fell silent again, all resistance extinguished. Chen Yang, now the undisputed ruler of the city, would not immediately celebrate. He had hunting parties to handle, but once they were dealt with, he would solidify his reign. Elsewhere, Han Li, ever the observer, reflected on the events. He had remained in the shadows, unseen by most, and now he prepared to leave Green Goat City. But before his departure, he needed answers about Taoist Xie. Later that night, as Han Li studied the devilish statue in his hands, Taoist Xie entered with a grave look. "We don't have time to waste," Xie said, his eyes fixed on the statue. Han Li nodded, acknowledging the spiritual energy it contained, though the text remained a mystery. "This is a heavenly baleful deity statue," Taoist Xie explained, his voice low. "It holds ancient knowledge, a cultivation art that grants immense power." Han Li's interest piqued as Xie continued, detailing the heavenly baleful purgatory arts, a cultivation technique of 12 levels, of which Han Li had only glimpsed the first 3. "With this, you'll be able to unlock hundreds of profound acupoints, but more than that, you can refine your bloodlines to enhance your power." Xi's words resonated deeply within Han Li. This was the key to unlocking his potential. Taoist Xie, with a knowing smile, prepared to teach Han Li the secrets of the profound text, and the two began their lessons under the dim light of the night. Moments later, Taoist Xie drew back his spiritual sense, robes fluttering softly as he spoke. "I still have a little time. Ask whatever weighs on your heart." Han Li's gaze was sharp as a drawn blade. "What is truly happening?" Since entering Green Goat City, many sealed memories have returned to me, some of grave importance. Taoist Xie said calmly. "For now, I will remain by Chen Yang's side to prepare for a crucial matter. When the time is ripe, I will head to Profound City, and you will walk that road with me." "I had already planned to go to Profound City in search of Violet Spirit," Han Li replied with knitted brows. Chen Yang also said Shi Chuankong is there. I must find him, but before that, you owe me clarity. Dashi shook his head lightly. Not yet. What you must do now is cultivate the heavenly, baleful purgatory arts and grow stronger. Only then will you be fit to aid what is to come. When will we depart? Han Li pressed. You will know when heaven allows it. I shall remain here 3 to 4 years at least. Use every breath of that time well. Han Li was about to speak again when Taoist Shi cut him off. Our time is over. With that, the Taoist vanished like drifting mist, leaving Han Li drowning in unanswered doubts. Han Li sat cross-legged upon his bed and unfurled the profound text of the heavenly baleful purgatory arts. At first glance, its mysteries were deeper than any art he had cultivated before, far surpassing the great universe origin arts, the wing form ascension arts, and the Titan Vajra arts. The method of using true spirit bloodlines to pry open profound acupoints was especially unfathomable. Understanding the words was only the threshold. True comprehension lay far beyond. 3 days and 3 nights later, he finally grasped the first level and immediately began cultivating. He swallowed a beast core, circulating the new art. 36 baleful acupoints across his chest and abdomen shimmered into light. The first level contained 150 profound acupoints, all gathered within the torso, focused on forging an unshakable bodily foundation. Unlike other arts that granted swift power, this stage was slow and subtle. True transformation would bloom only in the second level. Han Li was not surprised. From long years of body refinement, he knew that roots determined height. The sturdier the foundation, the loftier the future. The reason he once rivaled cultivators with more open acupoints was precisely because the great universe origin arts focused on foundational points, giving him a body like tempered steel. Fortunately, the statue from Du Qingyang's vault held the first 3 levels of this art. He could not help but wonder what levels were hidden within Taoist Master Boneshine's relic. Just as he refined the beast core's energy, the heaven-controlling vial within his body trembled. A torrential surge of star power burst forth, vast and far stronger than what the beast core provided. Han Li froze. Then joy flooded his face. During the Sinha blood array, the vial had absorbed immense star power from Du Qingyang and the captains. He had thought it lost forever. Yet now it returned to fuel his cultivation. Seizing the chance, he guided the star power into the profound acupoints while summoning his true spirit bloodlines. Instantly, projections of ancient beasts manifested around him. Han Li's eyes widened in shock. Before, in the arena, his bloodlines felt sealed, unresponsive no matter how he tried. Now they answered effortlessly. Whether it was the Sinha blood array's after effects or some deeper change he did not know, but it was undeniably a blessing. Where once there were 9 projections, now there were 10. The newest was a colossal white serpent, body like flawless jade, eyes glowing like twin rubies, majestic rather than ferocious. This was the Tengshe, a true spirit bloodline gained from Du Qingyang, and one of the legendary 12 awakening transformations. At Han Li's will, the other projections faded, leaving only the Tengshi coiling around his form. Streams of its bloodline power flowed into his body, converging on a sealed, profound acupoint in his chest. Where star power alone would have struggled, the Tengshi's essence pierced through with ease. The acupoint burst open, and star power surged in like a breached river. Delight flickered across Han Li's face. True spirit bloodlines indeed made opening acupoints far simpler. But that delight swiftly turned to alarm. The heaven-controlling vial's outflow accelerated wildly, pouring star power into his meridians while preventing it from escaping. His body flooded with radiant light, skin turning crystalline. Agonizing pain ripped through him, far worse than the torment of the Sinha blood array. Panic rose. Within the Sculptia's spatial domain, he could not use immortal spiritual power. If his body fully crystallized, death would be inevitable. What he thought a heavenly fortune was becoming a lethal calamity. Clenching his teeth, Han Li made a desperate choice, violating the cultivation method by directing star power toward 5 profound acupoints at once. Such a feat demanded absolute focus. One misstep meant destruction, yet he had no other path. The increased consumption slowed the crystallization, but did not halt it. Breathing easier yet still strained, Han Li pushed the heavenly baleful purgatory arts to their limit, cultivating as though racing death itself. A month passed like drifting smoke. No one summoned him to the arena. Perhaps by Chen Yang's design, his body remained half crystallized, while 5 points of starlight pulsed upon his chest. With a dull boom, one acupoint opened, the others close behind. Yet the star power only grew fiercer. How much star power is hidden in that cursed vial? Han Li roared inwardly. Without hesitation, he funneled energy toward new acupoints, this time opening 6 at once. Pain tore through him, but retreat was impossible. If the outflow continued to rise, even 6 might not suffice. Drawing a deep breath, every acupoint across his body ignited, shrouding him in a blazing sea of starlight. 5 years vanished in the blink of cultivation. At last, the luminous cloud around him quivered violently, then exploded into scattered light. Thunderous booms echoed through the stone chamber as the walls shook. Han Li rose slowly from within the fading radiance, body restored to flesh and blood. Across him shimmered 237 profound acupoints. The heaven-controlling vial's star power had finally been exhausted. Over 5 perilous years, he had opened 165 new acupoints and fully mastered the first level of the heavenly baleful purgatory arts. Joy shone in his eyes. Though the road had been soaked in danger, the harvest was beyond rich. As the last starlight dimmed, crushing exhaustion swept over him. 5 years of relentless focus had drained both mind and body to the brink. Han Li collapsed onto the bed and instantly fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. Han Li awoke from his long slumber, feeling as though an unrestrained force surged through his body. His internal power was boundless, and his heart burned with a fierce battle intent, the likes of which he had never known. It was as though the very blood in his veins demanded conflict, yet he stifled the urge, knowing full well the chaos it could unleash. This excessive energy is not without its burdens, Han Li muttered to himself, his thoughts turning to the heavenly baleful purgatory arts, which might have awakened this ferocity within him. His internal acupoints blazed with light, and an overwhelming force coursed through him, threatening to tear him asunder. With a swift gesture, he slashed through the air, a vicious wind following his motion, warping the space with a screeching sound. A smile of surprise crossed his face as a deep gash appeared in the wall, the stone cleaving as though it were mere paper. Before he could further test his new abilities, a knock echoed from the door. Rising, he opened it to find Chen Yang standing there, a hint of mild reproach in his gaze. "It seems you've been in seclusion for quite a long time, fellow Taoist Li," Chen Yang said, eyeing Han Li's change with both curiosity and concern. "Please, come in," Han Li replied. The two exchanged pleasantries before Chen Yang commented on Han Li's remarkable cultivation progress, though his expression betrayed a hidden discomfort, sensing something was amiss with Han Li's aura. "I have not yet reached your level of power," Han Li said humbly, though his mind was sharp, considering the possibility that his strength had now surpassed expectations. Chen Yang, unable to mask his unease, quickly steered the conversation to the matter at hand. The 5-city martial gathering, this grand event where the strongest warriors from 5 cities would spar to determine their worth and allocation of resources, piqued Han Li's interest. Chen Yang invited him to represent Green Goat City in the competition, offering a handsome reward should he participate. Han Li, ever pragmatic, asked if the event posed any threat to his life, to which Chen Yang assured him that it was more a sparring match than a true battle to the death. Despite this, Han Li suspected there were hidden motives behind the gathering. Chen Yang revealed that the true goal was the division of cultivation resources, and as the new lord of Green Goat City, his position depended on the city's success in the event. Han Li, intrigued by the offer and Chen Yang's sincerity, accepted the invitation after inspecting the reward, an A-tier beast core, though not as impressive as the one he had claimed from Du Qingyang's vault. 6 months later, Han Li prepared for the gathering. His reputation in the arena had grown, yet he remained a shadow in the eyes of the more powerful figures. The main hall of the city lord's manor buzzed with excitement as the leaders gathered. Han Li entered unnoticed, though his presence drew the attention of one familiar face. Gu Chanshan excused herself from her group to approach him, with Yao Li and others following suit, the air thick with intrigue. A golden-haired young man, his gaze cold and piercing, questioned her actions, his interest in Han Li growing. In a time of whispered legends and hidden arts, the halls of Green Goat City echoed with the talk of a mysterious figure, Li Feiyu, a mere mortal. His strength rivaled that of the Immortals, having recently entered the fray of the arena with less than 50 acupoints unsealed, yet capable of defeating the notorious toxic dragon. The whispers spoke of privileges granted to him 5 years ago, a mysterious seclusion, and now his return to the world. The mention of his name stirred a cold sneer from Yilia, whose arrogance matched his formidable prowess. A mere human, he thought, could not compare with those of true celestial blood. As the room settled, Han Li entered, greeted by a maidservant offering tea. His gaze settled on Gu Qianshun, whose graceful smile concealed secrets only Han Li's keen eyes could unravel. Yao Li's disdain was plain, but Han Li's attention was undeterred. His senses, sharpened by his recent advances, cut through Gu Qianshun's facade, and she quickly regained composure. City Lord Chen Yang, draped in the regalia of his position, soon entered, silencing the room with his presence. His words were solemn. Green Goat City's future rested on the upcoming 5-city martial gathering. Yet, rumors lingered. City Lord Ikwai was offering rewards that would make this gathering the fiercest in history. The city's warriors would have to give their all, lest they falter before the eyes of the other cities. The group made their way outside, where the familiar winds of the desert greeted them. The scent of yellow sand filled the air as scaled beasts awaited, their great forms lined up for the journey. With a nod from Chen Yang, Han Li joined him on the back of the black-scaled elephant, his journey companion, Gu Qianshun, leaping gracefully beside them. Days passed, and as the mountain range of Profound City loomed before them, Han Li's eyes narrowed with determination. The great city, built into the myriad profound mountain range, rose like a titan from the earth. Its black stone walls glistened faintly, fortified by the star bones that pulsed with hidden power. This city, unlike any other, was a testament to the power that lay within. As they approached the gates, their journey was met by the black-robed Tong Song, a guide to the city lord's manor. The other cities had already arrived, and the stage was set for the gathering that would determine the fate of all who participated. Chen Yang, ever the gracious leader, led his people forward, his eyes set on the trials ahead, as they entered Profound City to face what awaited them in the coming days. Yilia's gaze darkened as he observed Han Li, Gu Qianshun, and Chen Yang walking ahead, their camaraderie evident. While the rise of Chen Yang as the new city lord, following Du Qingyang's fall, was unsurprising, Yilia could not ignore the undeniable prowess the man demonstrated. Respect also ran deep for Gu Qianshun, whose strength far surpassed his own in past confrontations. Yet the mysterious Li Feiyu, seemingly weak, stood alongside them, a matter of great curiosity. Han Li, unaware of Yilia's scrutiny, remained engrossed in the city's surroundings. The streets, wide and bustling, held an eerie stillness, with only occasional roars from distant beasts breaking the silence. The buildings, crafted from black stone, exuded a stark yet striking uniformity, contrasting the barren land of the Sculptia spatial domain. Passing a massive round structure, reminiscent of one seen in Green Goat City, Han Li's attention was piqued by a giant statue standing proudly before it, its origins unknown, even to Chen Yang. As the group approached the city lord's manor, the grand design became apparent. While Profound City's manor had been more of a tranquil garden, this one bore an imposing, cold elegance. Stone paths lined with statues led to the heart of the manor, where a colossal stone hall awaited. Inside, the tension was palpable as the group entered. Around a large stone table sat a number of figures, their attention swiftly drawn to the newcomers. The leader, a stocky, middle-aged man, sat with eyes closed, unbothered by the arrival. His companion, a tall man with bandages covering his form, exuded an aura of silent menace, particularly from his disproportionately long right arm. The group had just settled when the doors opened once more, and a pale, sickly man entered, accompanied by a white-robed youth. In an instant, the young man lunged toward Han Li, sword flashing with deadly intent. The strike, though swift, was caught between Han Li's fingers with nary a hint of effort. The youth's voice was laced with venom as he threatened Han Li, but his father, the sickly man, called him back with a nonchalant order. Han Li, unperturbed, exchanged words with Gu Qianshun, who informed him of the young man's identity, Feng Wuchen, the swift and deadly assassin under Qin Yuan's command. The enigmatic figure in bandages, Duan Tong, was also introduced as a rival from Han Li's past, having suffered defeat at Gu Qian's hands. As the group took their seats, tension grew. Fu Jian, one of the city lords, scoffed at Chen Yang's audacity to join the 5-city martial gathering, hurling insults with impunity. Despite the venomous remarks, Chen Yang remained poised, retorting with sharp wit, even mocking Qin Yuan's prior warning about his ascent. The conversation spiraled into a sharp exchange, with Fu Jian questioning Chen Yang's right to sit among the city lords. Qin Yuan's derisive gaze turned to Han Li, singling him out for his humanity and appearance. Han Li, ever unflappable, retorted with his own barb, mocking the ambiguity of Feng Wuchen's gender. The room fell silent, shocked by Han Li's audacity to challenge the mighty city lord and his son. Before any further retaliation could unfold, Feng Wuchen's fury boiled over, his voice cutting through the tension as he demanded Han Li know his place.